Well, here we are testing out this cheap little kit from Godox, the WEC or WEC Kit2. Now, Godox tell us that WEC technically stands for We Camera. Anyway, here we are testing it on the T4. This space isn't that amazing for audio, so we'll see how this thing is faring. Now, sub £100, $100 mic kits don't normally interest me that much. I have looked at a few in the past, but they've never really stepped up. They always come with compromises and sometimes too many compromises. This one maybe also has too many compromises for me, but a lot of the stuff that we feature on this channel isn't necessarily for me. So let's be fair. Now it does have, if I can do this properly and put this down, a noise reduction mode. Now there's no actual noise here, but we're going to see, just for the sake of the test, if it helps with the awkward space. So if I press the button and yeah, the light has changed, so I think now we're in noise reduction mode. Color blindness means that telling the difference between the red and the green is problematic, so it might be the other way around. Anyway, we can tell, or maybe tell, the difference between now and earlier before I pressed it. How is that? Now I'm going to press it again because we are going to test that properly with some actual noise going on. Now usually I apply a bit of noise reduction in Final Cut, just a little bit to take the edge off. The only other treatment that I do with the sound is limiting it. I don't do anything else, and that will be the same throughout this video with this audio setup and my Rode Wireless Go setup, which in fact you'll hear in the next piece when we look at this thing up close. So let's get on with that. In the box then we have the instruction manual and this rather nice case loop there. Shame it doesn't have a belt loop, but I guess carabiner and I'm away. That's pretty good. Do like that. That is nice. Now of course this is for the complete kit, so we've got a couple of cables in here. We've got a USB cable there, and we've got a couple of wind muffs. We're going to test that in just a moment. And then the actual kit itself, or I should say the main bulk of the kit, is just this little thing here. So you could just get away with that if you've already got your cables set up on your camera, etc. Not bad. So it's got a little display there for the battery level. You can charge via USB-C there. Plastic, but you know, it's all right. Like that little lip there, just to make it easier. It's a nice little design touch there. We've got the RX unit and 2 transmitters. Now they are extremely light and they are annoyingly branded, but we know that even on the higher level microphone systems, branding is annoyingly very visible. So yeah, it's just a bad trend basically. Power link and the charging points down there, so you can charge them individually, but once you take the tape away you can charge with the case. We've got a USB port there, plus, minus, link, the M there, output, power on off. Simple bit of kit. Honestly, you'll have noticed there's no way of using an external mic. Let's just see how the dead cats fare. The wind muff, so it's just a case of just slotting it on. That was simple and does not seem to be coming off at all. So yeah, that's pretty good. Let's get rid of that again, pop that in there. And what more do we need to say? We need to test it a little bit more, I think, and see what we think, if this is a decent budget number. That is the noise floor, even though, yeah, Right, let's turn the noise reduction off. I think it's a one touch. No. Now I think it's off, it's green. How is that? I've clicked down a few times on this unit here. I'll press down again to be sure. Again, there's no way of telling what on earth is going on. And it still looks quite hot on the Osmo Pocket. I guess you'd have to go into your Osmo Pocket and reduce the volume even more. Now I've turned the gain down to -12 on the Osmo Pocket. And as I said, the Godox is allegedly on its lowest. I've pressed that minus quite a lot. Well, I haven't muted it because I can still see the audio meter. The audio meter looks a lot better on the Osmo Pocket 3. So -12 and right the way down. Now, one final test just to be sure. I'm going to switch this off and turn it back on, which should reset this to its middle setting. Now, that should be the middle setting. Still looks okay on the screen, but how is it sounding? Actually, I should check if I'm going to do the noise reduction test one more time. So let me just lower this window here. There's a major motorway above me. Right, let's see. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's on orange now or red, whatever it is. It's a Sunday, so there's not as much traffic, but you should hear a little bit of a difference, especially now. I turn it off. Now it's off. What do we reckon? I think that's enough faffing about. Some of you might want to be vlogging with it, and this might be an ideal setup. You've spent all that money on the Osmo Pocket 3, so you're going to cheap out on a mic kit. No, this is cheap, but so far I'm kind of impressed. Maybe, yeah. Up there is the motorway, and actually over there is a power league, so people playing football. Let me flick this round now so you can see. It's a bit more discreet now that wind muff's on. It's in there. So in this scenario, you know, it's all right. Polarizer's not helping me out much, so if I can wiggle this around. Anyway, we're not here to test. Oh, we're back. Right, so let's just hit the noise reduction again, because I think this is a good place for that test. Noise reduction on. How is it sounding? What more do you want me to do, really? Now, this thing can do a 200-meter test, but there's no way I'm walking away from my gear that far just for the sake of that. But to all intents and purposes, if you're in a normal sort of distance, can't even find anywhere to put this pocket down now without someone coming past and running off with it. Also, I don't have, no, I can't, because I don't have, I've got the adapter sticking into the bottom of it, so I can't. I didn't bring the other piece. Well, actually, I have the other piece. Hey, when I'm not walking, if I get to a fairly reasonable distance, the signal is good enough. If you go all the way down there and you turn your back, then you'll lose it. There are better tests for that online if you really care about going 200 meters. But yeah, I don't think you'd be that interested in going that far if you're at this budget, this end of the market. Yeah. Anyway, let's get in and have a listen and summarize it. Although I think I'm going to use the mic again in the summary piece, so there'll still be a bit of feedback to come in the comment section, I think. Yeah. Let's talk about the audio quality then. Firstly, with another quick test of the noise floor for what it's worth. The audio quality is okay for the price, but you'll be judging this along with me as we're obviously using it again in this clip. And naturally, I won't know how it all sounds until it's all edited and we've put it out online. So let us know what you think. Now, I find it to be quite hot with both my T4. This is the second time I've had to record this piece, and with my Osmo Pocket 3, but overall, we're getting usable results, albeit quite lacking at the low end. And of course, this piece I haven't, well, you're experiencing it with me to some degree. Noise reduction is nice, although I'm not using it in the studio test, but it's better done in post. Now, considering you get a pretty decent audio quality, sub £100 in a tidy package, some of you might forgive the negatives. They definitely could do with including a 3.5mm jack and getting rid of the branding on the next model though. The nearest competitor is the 7 Artisan D Mic S that we looked at on here. And as you can see in the thumbnail, it's easier to work with. Has less branding on show, and it lets you plug in the lav mic all for the same price as this kit. So I wonder what Godox will do next. They're already my go-to brand for flashes, but for me, audio-wise, there's room to grow.